to get into this. I mean, like everyone's on the same level right now. They all have, it's equal opportunity. Like Clark, some people have done more laps than others, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been there for how many years now? This is new to everybody. And the nice thing too is it's new again today. Because after yesterday, the track conditions are totally different. This does not operate like a street race circuit, so they're gonna have to relearn their grip levels. They're gonna have to relearn. The dust is different around here. Remember, this is still a developing piece of land.
Yeah, and it's new. When James says it's new for everyone, even for us.
Yes.
This is honestly for myself. It's my first time to really witness a street race. That's why I was so excited even yesterday to come here over to the Villar city. And again, to those watching via the live stream, wherever you guys are, you're still a lot to offer.
I saw your tent in the car park. You were excited. I saw you pitching it last night. Going, I want to be here first. I don't blame you. It is also a very handy location. If you've never been here, don't be intimidated by the sound Cavite, because Cavite sounds far. Cavite is a very big province, right? So a lot of people think, oh, that's no, we're in the fringe of Cavite.
Just to give you an idea, I came from Pasig.
Flirting with Muntinlupa.
30, 40 minutes?
Yes, exactly. Especially people coming from Quezon City because they get the Skyway Derecho.
Baka mas mabilis pa.
Yes, you get dropped right there at MCX. You get to the MCX part and you get to that Evia Lifestyle Mall. You're a hop, skip, and a jump away. As a matter of fact, you can already park there in the mall and take our free shuttle.
And there are also free shuttles from from Toyota dealers in the south. And also, speaking of that, coming over here, if you're going to get dropped off, the pin that you'll need to use is Crossings Cafe. But if you're bringing your car, you're looking for a parking spot for your vehicle, the pin you'll need is Foresta Cafe. But speaking of cars as well, it's getting busy on the track now. This is the Legacy class warming up for Sprint Race 4 for the season, but particularly for this race weekend, it's going to be the second official race.
And you know what, Jut, we got to be fully concentrated now, because I did get caught out yesterday because from a warm-up, it turns straight into a race. They don't stop. There's no standing start here. It's a rolling start, which is kind of unique. It's something we only normally do with like endurance racing.
Yes.
When we have a massive grid. But this time we're doing it, and this is mostly for safety, correct?
That's right.
There's too many cars in a tight area. We don't want them all, you know, battling it out in the first corner.
And I also asked yesterday, I got to ask that specific question to Troy Montero, who's a veteran now, who's a veteran in the series, now lending his expertise to the younger drivers. And Troy told me that one of the things about the rolling start here is after you start, there's almost an immediate chicane. So if you're coming from a stop, a standing start, you try to go fast and then you slow down immediately, which might ruin your momentum and your approach on the track.
Speaking of which, I guess it's all systems go now. We are officially racing here with car number 53. That's Luigi Co in the lead. This is already a rolling start that's the first chicane that you're talking about. These chicanes here have been providing quite a little bit of action for us.
For sure.
We've seen quite a few bumpers lost there.
And it's the way you're also going as fast as you can. Obviously, it's a race, but then you see those chicane, and you have to go as quickly as you can. I got to cover a lot of autocross when you guys were doing the circuit.
Correct.
How do you mix that, James? When I know, of course, these are a lot of them very well versed in sprint, but you put a little bit of that obstacle in.
You know, it's I think there's a psychological effect there that's kind of unique. It's because it's made of rubber, you tend to get a lot closer to it than you would get to a cement barrier. And that means sometimes you get a little too close, and they sometimes hit these things, and it takes off a bumper, or it slows them down. But I think they take a lot more risks because it looks movable. And it is, in a way, it's more movable than the cement block, right? But it does slow you down. It's meant to slow you down because, did you see that? There was an attempt there. Is that Senator at car number 34?
That's right.
Second position, challenging Luigi Co. There's also, you got to speak to a lot of drivers, Judd. How difficult is it to overtake? Visually here, I can't really spot many opportunities, maybe one or two at the most.
That's the same thing they were asking, because actually that's also what I was interested in, because again...
He tried. He tried. I'm glad
that's a pass.
That is, speaking of which, that is probably the most...
That's Julian Colvin, if I'm not mistaken, taking a spot over Andre Rodriguez.
That was exactly my point. That it's so difficult, but he was able to make it stick.
And to go back to your question, when I asked the drivers if they've identified overtaking spots, that was one of the, I guess, the most open spots they could identify. But they were honest that even then,
Yes.
it was difficult. You have to be so precise and honestly a little bit brave as well.
I was going to use the word bastos, but brave is probably a better word. And the only reason I say bastos is because you watch here. I think we're coming up to it again. You have to position your car to block them off. So in a way, it feels a little bit like, come on, man. But it's racing. If you get that inside line and you can block that corner off, you own it, just like we saw with, was it Colvin?
Colvin right now.
Yeah.
Well, allow me to go back to the super sporting class yesterday. It was a sporting class, I think, where Cody Nang actually had the inside position in that turn, but two cars were able to pass him.
Correct.
But of course, it's a different situation with cars kissing in that scenario yesterday.
Because I think that the arc of that is so it's a strange arc because it's so wide, but it's not long. So you almost, it's deceiving. When Cody had to come in, his angle was so off that the people on the outside had a nice wider arc around him. He tried to gain one spot, lost one spot.
Yes, and unfortunately fell to the back of the grid or the standings in that particular race. I also want to remind our viewers, to those who are new to the Philippine Cup, the TGR Philippine Cup, we apply a reverse grid. So Oyi Aquino, who finished P1 yesterday, started out at P6, but he has already climbed 2 positions, now sitting at 4th. But Luigi Co staying steady in front with Senator JV Ejercito chasing him still.
What do you know about the success ballast? Do we apply it still here in the street race?
Yes, it's still applied.
Okay, so for our new viewers, a success ballast is a polite way of saying penalty, really, in a way.
For winning.
Yeah, for winning. Yeah, it's like
it's to balance the competition.
It's to balance the competition. It's to make it a little bit more. It creates, I think, better racing because if we put, let's say, Oliver Aquino ahead, like he finished first yesterday, if he starts first today, we can pretty much say what the result will be, right? I mean, he's already the quicker car and he's in clean air. You put him behind in 6th place, and now we've seen 2 spots already. So it creates for the crowd something more to watch, but also for our racers, it gives them more opportunity to learn because we don't want these guys to be in a comfort zone. We want these guys to progress. That's why we have legacy, novice, sporting, super sporting. And if we just don't force them to actually do these difficult things, how are they going to learn?
That's right. And speaking of the hierarchy of these classes, I want to highlight one particular driver we're going to see later on, and that's Elena Zona, who started out in the promotional class, won it, was promoted in the sporting class, won it again, and then now it's super sporting. Look how close the gaps are.
This is much closer than yesterday.
Oh,
you see? There we go. Good point. I'm glad we've got that angle because it showed you. That's the. You see how I was trying to explain how unique that angle is?
Right.
If you get too close, you become a complete hairpin. Like you need to widen that arc. Of course, you risk the vulnerability of leaving the door open, but we've seen what happens sometimes. You can get caught.
Julian Colvin was lucky to maintain his position after.
We saw already Cody Nang lose position that way, but it's. I think there's more to lose than there is to gain doing that way. But we've seen both happen, which is very
depending on which side of the battle you're on.
Okay, I'm enjoying watching this battle growing up between our leader Luigi Co and Senator JV Ejercito behind him. Senator JV, he really wants a win. He really needs one. He's been racing with us for a while. He's on the podium a lot. I'm sure he's giving it everything he can in that car right now. But it is so difficult to pass in this race. But let's see.
He was speaking to me yesterday, and he told me, "I thought I was retired." Well, I guess not, Sen, because welcome back this season to the TGR Philippine Cup. We're so lucky to have the good one on board.
It's close. It looks close. It looks he's
trying.
Oh, he's gonna try. But you see, Oh, this is the corner we're talking about. He might. No, there's a chicane, but this is coming up to
It's coming up after this
but
turn.
he's far. As a matter of fact, he's getting threatened now. So I think he lost a little bit of time on that chicane. See, but now you see how those chicanes,
It's a little bit wider now. Here's that turn. I get now, with that view, I think it paints a better picture of what you were saying, that
Yes.
you have to be so precise with how wide you approach it, but also,
you see, what you would do if you weren't being challenged, you would want to go out very wide and make it as late an apex as possible. Because what you see is that first apex, if you clip it, your trajectory is straight. If you clip that, your trajectory is wrong. You're not exiting properly, and that's why they're getting called out there. It's a very deceiving corner. Yes, you can get the inside line, but your trajectory is not favorable. Like I'm teaching physics.
I'm trying to process it in my head.
Well, because yeah, just look at where, if we get that angle again, you'll see it. If we get that drone shot again, you'll see how unique the apex is. That first apex, it's a dummy apex. You shouldn't be aiming for that one because you'll be off on the exit. However, it's the safe also to protect it. You want to stick it as close to it as possible when you're getting challenged. So it's a very, very tricky one. It's the fastest line out of it is also the most unsafe line.
That's right.
Here, let's see if we can. He's getting close. I think he's close enough to make it. Is there one more chicane?
Luigi has done a great job protecting that position as well.
No, I think this is it. He might have an opportunity here. He might have the opportunity into the hairpin. Okay, watch. Oh no, there's still another chicane. Look at the racing line, how pronounced it's become. Okay, look how it gets to a diagonal. You see how you have to get it late because that first apex is further out.
And
I'm making hand signals like people can see me, but
Luigi Co has taken the perfect lane or driving line, racing line that really cuts off any opportunity for Senator JV to gain any advantage.
Yes, he's controlling this quite well because sometimes he gets close enough, but he knows where he can hold him back.
By the way, we got 9 laps remaining. The sprint races are 12 laps, so we're currently on the 3rd one, entering the 4th one actually.
That was pretty, wow, so much has happened in the lives. I thought we were halfway through.
Yeah, and actually behind the cars that we're seeing right now, it's been a battle between Andre Rodriguez and Oye Aquino. They've exchanged positions a couple of times at 4th and 5th.
This has got to be so frustrating for Senator JV behind there, because I can see that he's close enough to make it happen. It's just the track is so tight that if this was Clark, I think he would have done it already. It's frustrating.
And in this track, there's very little margin for error, so
it's like threading through an eye of a needle. You got to make sure you are so perfect in your entry points and exit points. Like here, you cannot lose any time. Let's see.
We see some bumpers there for Julian Colvin.
Okay, one more. Okay, keep this angle. This is nice. This is a different, but still elevated one. Go out. It can't go out too far because you have to leave himself open. Yeah, he really knows how to control that corner. Look at that bumper there. 2 bumpers hanging off.
And I think that's Oye Aquino and Julian Colvin as...
There's a nice drag race happening here.
Yeah.
This is a drag to the... This could be a... No.
I thought it was a shoot already coming out.
Yeah, not enough. Look at all those spare parts hanging out. I think the people in Banawa Street are going to be campaigning to have the race done there. But the next street race in Banawa Street, they'll be selling parts on the side.
I know it really bothers the driver, and it also affects the speed and the performance when your bumper in front is flying like that. But in the rear, how much does that affect you?
It affects the guy behind.
Oh, that's true.
He's got to now go, when's that thing going to come off and come into my windscreen? But I don't think they really notice it so much because it's out of their field of view. But it's got to, I can imagine it's got to play a little bit into their mind because it's something that's niggling over there, and then there's that nagging thought that will I get a black and orange flag? Will I be asked to? You know, I mean, I don't think we've ever really pulled anyone in yet for a bumper because these are light polycarbonate bumpers. These are not heavy. These are not, you know, even if you run it over, nothing's really going to happen to your car. So, but there's always that threat, right? I mean, if it's really alanganin, you might get pulled in. But I think they're still just so focused on what's ahead.
Oh, the chase for the lead of the race is Luigi Co creating more separation, but Senator JV catches him a bit here on the chicane. It's been excellent driving.
Are we? Yes. Okay.
That's an overtake.
Now this is a drag race to a chicane, right? Is the chicane a? This is a long one. This is a long. Wow, beautiful shot. I think he got it. I think he was able to make it stick.
Oh, it's Senator JV. Oh, that is still in second.
So this car up ahead is. Are they lapping him? Are they Is he already being lapped? Yes, he is. Right.
He is being lapped. And an overtake again. Wow, on the chicane. I think that might be the first time I saw someone pass on that part
they
on the
passed
track.
Again, I missed that.
Yeah, Colvin got ahead and retook third place.
Good heavens.
Wow.
Good heavens. Okay. How many laps has JV got just to sort this out? We're just refreshing our timing screens over here. He hasn't got much more time. He's got to pull something out different. He's got to pull a different trick out because I think Luigi Co knows what's up already.
And he has mastered playing defense on that particular turn that we've been talking about.
All right, here we go again. He is so close, but so far, right?
That's right. And I can imagine
it was so close. Look at that. But just as you get there, you're starting to gain a little bit, and you think, then there comes a chicane. Oh, somebody just went through the chicane, smashed the tires. I hope that's not a cause for a yellow or a safety. They've been kind of lenient with that, haven't they? They've been kind of letting when somebody hits a chicane. Oh, he hit it.
Oh, there you go.
There's a little love tap there from JV.
The position stay though.
It does, but has it ruined his momentum? Look, he's getting out dragged. He's getting out dragged.
Julian's making a play there.
He is. And Julian's got he's
in, I think.
He's in. Oh, he got it.
Wow.
Julian Colvin was able to pass Senator JV Ejercito as Senator JV was frustrated behind our leader, Luigi Co.
Remember that Julian Colvin actually fell to fourth, but then made a playback to get the second position here.
Wow, this Julian, he is now on a tear, and he's really threatening Luigi Co here. Can he do what Senator JV could not in the few laps before this? We are refreshing our timing sheets. We have 8 laps down, 4 laps to go.
Julian Colvin, I've been impressed. Obviously, Luigi Co has led all throughout, but really impressed with the way Julian's driving here.
Me too, but we haven't seen how those bumpers came off. Like, would that be cause for the stewards to be, well, everything's provisional anyway until we get the official things, but how did those bumpers come off? They'll probably be wondering. I mean, it's always acceptable in racing to lose, you know, a cosmetic thing like a bumper or something like that, but he's definitely driving the wheels off that car. Yeah. That's a battle-scarred Vios Cup car right there.
And this is why we love the Legacy class.
This is where we are, right? That tent over there.
Yeah.
Little white tent.
There again. The gap's close always on the turn, but then it's how you exit. And Luigi Co has always made headway and has created separation coming off that.
Is that another lap car? We're lapping. They're lapping the cars. You see, but the cars that they're lapping, have you noticed they have plate numbers? These are daily drivers. Seriously.
That's what makes the TGR Philippine Cup so incredible as well. we call this an OMR one make race. Everything's equal when it comes to the cars, so it really allows the driving skill of these racers to truly shine.
And another thing that Toyota like to highlight is it's accessible. This racing is accessible. And how much more accessible can you make it than dropping the kids off at school and then taking that same car to the track and practicing and then racing it on the weekend? That's what some people are doing. You can see if they are registered. They are, oh! He's making
Julia making a play.
But look at that car. That car's been through hell and back. And now he looks like he might lose the spot to Senator JB. I think he's gone.
Oh, he takes it back.
That angle was a little deceiving. I thought he had it there, but no, he's still behind. But now he's alongside him. But they're going to be coming up to a left-hander. We've got 3 laps to go.
That battle for a second
Is epic.
getting tighter and tighter as we go. But is there enough time for Senator JV or even Andre Rodriguez to make a play? You know, so many.
Oh! Oh!
Uh-oh!
Oh! What happened there? That was high drama in the chicane. I think we might have a problem here with car 53.
Senator JV!
Well done!
He's been trying to get a great maneuver on that turn. Finally does so.
As Tin would say, that's a good one.
That really is.
The good one. Yes, I love it. That is going to go down in the highlight reel. We are going to be reliving that, not just at the end of the day in the same day edit. I think that's going to go down in the highlight reel for the season.
Possibly.
Right?
What a pass.
That was a difficult pass, and it came from an even more difficult chicane. Like something happened there where our leader, Luigi Co, something happened. I don't know what happened.
That's true.
It looked like he went offline, but there was nowhere to pass, and people stopped behind him. It was chaos, and then boom, Senator JV pulled the trigger, and he got second place back. Now,
laps to go. And what impresses me more about that, Senator JV has been trying to pass on that turn from what, laps?
Yes.
From lap 3 up till lap 9, he finally got it on the 10.
And am I correct that Colvin, do I remember correctly, Colvin passed on that corner too?
I think it was on the chicane. If
Chicane, you might be correct, yeah, chicane.
that he was able to get the position. But he did overtake, I believe, Andre Rodriguez in that turn.
And then we're also going to, I guess the stewards will also be having a look at what happened in the chicane leading to that hairpin turn. Why our leader, Luigi Co, did effectively kind of stop in the middle of the chicane. I don't know how they look at that, through what lens, whether that's something that is just a racing incident but it really had an impact on the race, put it that way.
Senator JV seems like he's lost his rear bumper.
Oh!
Senator JV! Oh, Luigi Co, excellent defense. He tried to make it back-to-back, Senator.
Well, he's only got a couple of laps left to go, 1.5 laps left to go to make that stick. So I guess it's starting to look a little bit desperate. Did you see his back end go out there? Wow, it's the first race pa lang, and I've already, how many whoas have I had?
And that's the same thing we had yesterday with, even in the qualifying, James, right? And that's why you call this the great equalizer. In Clark, we call the rain the great equalizer.
With emphasis on
Great. Bringing the grit to the streets.
Come
One lap
on,
to
let's
go.
1 lap to go, Senator JV. This is your final opportunity. Can he do it? He's been so close in that corner. I think he is running out of ideas now, but he's got a lap left to go.
And we're finally hearing that grandstand come to life again. I'm sure those watching via the live stream are probably screaming in front of their screens as well, maybe waking up their neighbors.
On a nice Sunday morning, yes, it is the sound of screeching tires on a Sunday morning. What a beautiful weekend it's been. And I think it's going to be, he's close again. He's really close, but is it close enough?
How many times have we said, okay, he's creating a gap. Oh no, it's getting closer and closer.
It's like they're playing an accordion.
Okay.
Come on, here. Is this it?
Possibly one last opportunity.
Come on! Come on! Yes! No!
Is there?
I wonder what would happen if he went on the outside.
That is true as well. And we see the checkered flag. Luigi Co takes provisional P1. Senator JB Ejercito, provisional P2. And Julian Colvin, P3 provisional.
That was a pretty great race from, especially from JB Ejercito. Wow, he lost the place, he gained the place, the center of all the action there. But there's so much still in store. We're gonna be hearing, I guess, from who's gonna be doing the interviews?
I know for now it's not gonna be me.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Of course, Luigi Co. Talk to me about that drive that we saw from Luigi protecting that lead the entire time.
He was making his thing as wide as a coaster, you know. I mean, his Vios looked like a Toyota coaster around those corners because he was really protecting that line. I can only imagine how frustrating that is for the guy behind, which in this case was Senator JV. But he has to do what he's got to do, right? I mean, that is, you don't want to give up your position in here, so he had to soak up that tremendous pressure. It was close a few times. I think he did a tremendous job doing it. And I think he'll be celebrating this win. Of course, it's still a provisional one.
Absolutely, and
we have someone else to talk to over here. Luigi, hi.
Hi.
Parang okay na okay ka lang, parang nag-badminton ka lang. So, congratulations first of all for an incredible race. So, how do you feel? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah,
okay daw, meron daw.
Thank you. I feel
Ayan, there.
great, but it was super tiring.
Okay, so yesterday you finished 6th. What did you do differently today to actually win?
Block cars that were behind me, mostly because they were much faster, maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds faster, but I just kept blocking the optimal line.
Sounds like it was a great strategy. So I asked Senator JV what made him decide to come back here with the legacy class. How about you? What was your reasoning?
Well, this is my first time racing Vios, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was offered the seat from Tito Gel, thank you. But yeah, I wanted to step up from karting, so here I am.
So obviously it was the correct decision. Congratulations, Luigi. Go ahead and enjoy your win.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And now we are going to straight to break, but do not go anywhere because we'll come back with more racing action here at the Toyota Gazoo Racing Philippine Cup.